How does this usually work?
Well,
It'll just pop on?
yeah, usually people just start kind of appearing after a certain amount of time. So for future generations, you'll be able to see it lags, so there might be people here already, so someone's already... But, hey everybody, welcome to Nga. It's me again, but this time, oh, there's Connor Quimby, hey. But that's right, but this time I am with the Babelingua. If you have not yet subscribed to Babelingua's channel, you should do that. I gave him a shout out in the Noshin video, and yes, so would you like to introduce yourself a little?
Yeah, hi, my YouTube channel's Babelingua. I need to post more often. I am working on a language, on particularly a translated clown myth. I'll be uploading that once I finish the animation. But I don't know what to say. I'm not particularly articulate all the time. I use scripts. I don't necessarily improvise everything.
That's right. Well, what's your favorite video of yours so far? Like I like the pee pee poo poo etymology video. That one's probably my personal favorite.
I enjoyed that one quite a bit. That was I was kind of just, I read a book on etymology and I kind of just had a phase where it was like, I'm going to do a bunch of videos on etymology, and I thought pee pee poo poo would be funny. I like that one. I also like the Upper Tanana series.
That was pretty good too. Yeah.
I think there were some parts of it that were a bit rushed. I'd love to do some more videos, like just grabbing grammars and summarizing languages, I guess.
Yeah.
But I do want to get more into the conlang thing. The issue is I write the scripts and then I don't make the videos. So maybe if I had PowerPoints, that would be helpful.
Yeah. I mean, for my showcases, I use PowerPoint, but most of the time, like, I have a Word document that's kind of up. And I have like maybe the first couple sentences, and then after that it's kind of like a bullet point list of like what to talk about, which probably causes me more editing than I need, but whatever.
Yeah, but I think it also gives you a little more freedom in going into the details. It doesn't restrict you to specifics too much. No, I think there's certainly some merit to that.
Exactly. Yes, indeed.
The big gang meetup is so cool. Glad I could join to turn around.
Oh God.
Where is he? There's a stick man floating in the background.
Connor's stick man avatar hovered in from New York and just to haunt us. Oh God.
Either that or the Tom Scott cosplay.
Oh no. But yes, to the viewers, if you did not yet realize, it turns out that Babelingua and I went to the same college. So here we are, meeting in person, because I wanted to give one of my professors the going to Denny's. I'll watch later.
Watch it in the Denny's.
Yeah, watch it at full volume in the Denny's. Nobody will question.
Eat at Denny's?
Yeah, exactly. You don't go to Denny's, you end up at Denny's, so you might as well end up there with conlanging.
You experience Denny's.
Got him.
Or breathe Denny's.
We are Denny's. Like, we would go to Denny's after marching band competitions at like midnight, and the Denny's people like absolutely hated us.
We'd go to In-N-Out after debate tournaments, and everyone there hated us. I think it's just a tradition that clubs attend restaurants and behave obnoxiously.
Yeah. See, In-N-Out was like a new invention to us because we were so far away from it. We didn't know that In-N-Out was like a thing until like junior year of high school. And then, because it takes like an hour to get there, it's like at least a 3-hour journey. But yeah, we would go to In-N-Out all the time after concerts. I recognize that thing behind you. What? Wait, I didn't see that.
The sun.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Absolutely tragic.
I wish the sun would just turn into a red giant and swallow Earth already.
That's right. Agma meets another conlanger RTX. Yeah, this is a pretty high resolution simulation, isn't it, Hayden? Like, you're really gonna love to see the behind the scenes video on how Eternal produced this whole thing.
The amount of time he spent coding everything.
Seriously, like my book, like all the structuring of that book was like all him.
He does some good shit.
Indeed he does. like, you don't have a Discord server yet, do you?
I do, but I'm terrible at marketing.
I see. You gotta put in your. They added RTX to Okay. Oh my god. God. Imagines Agma made out of vector graphics. Hey, you haven't seen me in person. You don't know that. You don't know whether either of us are just vector-based.
He's actually
3D
higher poly in
models.
person.
That's true. Like my hair right here, this polygon right here, it's actually a lot rounder in person.
There's more math in that little swoop of hair than there is in the rest of Agma.
Oh god. That's right. God.
Save the articulation for the ng and release the stress at the My timing needs work.
Like the It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, where D like says the lines like super late, like D, come on, your timing is goddamn awful. Link to Babelingua channel. Oh, you should check out the Noshin video that I released literally 2 days ago. I don't know how to post a link when I'm
Fake
live
fan.
streaming from my own phone. But you can, you could just kind of like type it in. You could type in Babelingua, like BABE.
Or if you're British, Babelingua, I suppose.
Babelingua.
Yeah, I guess it is the Tower of Babel.
That's
It's
true.
spelled that way. Shit, I'm a terrible person.
Hey, I mean, I could have been Schwa, and that's it. But I chose the 3-syllable life because I knew that all the best YouTube channels have like 3 to 4 syllables in them. Even though Biblaridian's 5 syllables, isn't it?
Yeah.
Biblaridian, yeah. But
I
whatever.
guess just maximum syllables.
Yeah.
Oh man, I gotta slap some more syllables on later.
Yeah, I need to change my YouTube name to velar nasal unrounded central vowel. Just, oh my god.
Or ng for short.
Yeah. You can still call me Nga. You found it.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Agma goes
into the refugium. Oh my god. From the way Biblaridian's like speculative bio is going, I would be terrified to be in there. Oh no. Biblaridian is only 4 syllables. Oh, help us all. Help us all. Don't you dare. Don't do that to me. I've talked to Biblaridian. He said his name for me. It's Biblaridian.
Is the air on that planet even breathable by humans? I think there was like a
know.
lot of
it was
sulfide or something.
Yeah, so he did something to make the sky
Yeah.
pink or whatever, right?
Yeah, I don't know if it would be even breathable, but even with a spacesuit, I suppose you're still getting attacked by spider things.
Yeah. Agma, tell us about the future life of the dog world. You really want me to make my own speculative bio video. I will tell you a few general things because I'm not going into it as scientifically as Biblaridian would. The insects are much larger. There are insects, and whatever the scientific name is for like millipedes and centipedes, those are all much larger in the future Earth than they are here, likely because of increased amounts of oxygen. How did that increased amount of oxygen get there? I wonder if it was human. Wait, Jesus, you're at the LL building? We're at the nipple. Get over here. Awesome. Oh god, I wouldn't go to the Biblaridian world to save your life. Yeah, it's bad. Myriapods are the millipedes, by the way. That makes sense.
Good to know.
Myriapods.
Thanks, Google.
That's a fair name right there. Thanks, Hayden. But yeah. What else? The world is, I'd say, approximately 3 degrees Celsius cooler than our current Earth. So some things that should be underwater on land, but due to various cataclysms that occurred in the development of the world that you see it in the current day as of that time, some areas that should be on land are actually underwater. Hey, Pixel Music, how's it going? So it causes a lot of different things going on with the water and the land. What's that in freedom units? In freedom units, that's about, what is that? 3 yards. Call it. Hey, Daniel Soto, moist. I wonder if dogs are
Like,
good fossil fuels.
wait, do they like create good fossil fuels, or are the dogs good components for fossil fuels?
That is an important distinction, because are they the fossil fuels? Probably not yet.
They can be.
They can be at some point. There's some swampy areas in the Faunal Peninsula, or the shattered remains of Brazil. I'm sure the ones that live and die there would make good fossil fuels eventually.
It's a shame, Brazil.
Yeah, we didn't need it.
No, we needed it.
I rather much hand wave everything biological, so yes, there are goat people riding giant tapirs in my world.
I'm incapable of hand waving. I make a fucking clown language, and I go into details about the amount of collagen in their skin.
Oh god.
I hate myself.
Oh no. How is the clown language going?
I have like 100 pages, but I haven't added examples yet.
Oh boy.
Yeah, I have a short attention span, and I need to focus on the details that are important. But it's a polysynthetic language, so that's fun.
Nice. And hang on, one of them just asked if there's still a hyper formal being planned. Yes, there is. You'll see. Eternal and I are working on that.
Hyper formal?
Oh yeah, because there's hyper pirate, right? And then we made a bunch of memes about other hyper things, and so yeah.
God.
It's happening. It's happening. The Langmen.
I always thought
aka
hyper French would be fun. Something more French than French.
Well, there is ultra French. There's ultra French. You can't forget about that.
Yeah, that's true. Because you could argue that hyper pirate is sort of you could argue it's part of the French family, I guess. No, not really. Yeah, it's an isolate.
At one point, we're going to have a Conlang world building community extended cinematic universe. It's inevitable. It's called Big Lang.
Oh shit.
Super carrots on
Big Lang cinematic universe.
Oh dang, Connor's got to go.
Oh,
See ya, boy.
boo.
Hyper English. English is already pretty hyper on itself,
Yeah.
honestly. Like,
Yeah, and if you want like any more hyper English, you can just look toward like the reforms that people have suggested, or just any conlang that's just a relix of English.
yeah, pretty much.
It's like
Most people's
90% of
starter
them.
languages, yeah.
God, my starter language was so bad. It had 4-syllable verb agreement. It was
Oh no.
It was terrible. No, I didn't realize that I could phonetically erode things without formal sound changes. So
Oh,
the
no.
proto language was a disaster.
Oh god.
It was like the opposite of I forgot the name of the language. Never mind. It was an Ithkuil? Why am I blanking? It doesn't matter. My timing and charisma are far worse than Agma's.
You're doing great. Hyper Basque. Oh no. Oh no. Oh god.
Basque is pretty hyper. Right?
Yeah, Basque is also a very hyper language right there.
Like,
Hyper isolate. True Altaic moment. Make a Basque Georgian pigeon.
there's already enough weird Basque pigeons. Basque
Yeah,
Icelandic.
the Basque Icelandic is pretty
I
good.
think there's a Basque Algonquian one as well, which sounds terrible.
Oh yeah, I have heard of that. That's pretty cursed. Basque is already a bit much. Yeah, it definitely is. Hyper Franca, hyper Altaic. You see, once you start talking about hyper languages, it's just like
Slap hyper on top of anything.
Exactly. I feel like I'm watching a crossover in real life. Do YouTubers actually exist in the same universe together? Indeed. Hypothetically.
Yes.
Bib showed us a picture of him with David Peterson once. That was a real plot twist moment.
I didn't know what Bib looked like for the longest time until I watched the 12 Weeks of Nahuatl.
Oh, yeah.
And then I was like, now I don't know what I would have imagined otherwise.
Yeah.
Man.
Hyper Nivak clay. Oh no, but nothing gets more cursed than making tens solely using demonstrative pronouns. Dear God.
So I guess in a live stream, the chat does most of the work for you.
Yeah, most of the time. You
Interesting.
kind of just go with it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then there's Colin Gorey's stuff where his conlangs are entirely fueled by the chat,
Oh, gosh.
which is very entertaining to watch. If you haven't seen Colin Gorey's channel, you should go subscribe to him too. He's been live streaming all over the place. In fact, he only live streams. That's his thing. But anyway, what was back to like the clown language? What was you had like a spoken part, and then there was like the whistled and clapped and onomatopoeic.
Yeah, so there's a sort of whistled register that originally developed it began as a pastoralist group. So they had developed a whistled register, sort of like Silbo Gamero. Also sort of like, I think there's a Hmong, I'm not sure how to pronounce it, Hmong whistled register, where it's just like encoding the tones in whistling to communicate stereotyped messages. And then various clowns started making fun of the pastoralists by using the whistled register, and they like honk their nose or something like that in order to convey consonant information to just get more across and have more subtle jokes, but also leaving some out if you want to like make a pun and don't want to distinguish between two words very well. And then it eventually evolved over a long period of time to the point at which pastoralists don't really whistle anymore, but the clowns still do. And then you have this whole complicated system that varies regionally in some extent. Like the whistling's always there, and some things like slapping in a certain position may be used as like a stop. But then the trills, for instance, one group may express it by like going then another group may have a percussionist solely dedicated to the consonants that has like a little instrument that goes or something like that. And it's only really used for like clown performances, the formal ones where like people are in costumes and everything. When the clowns are just doing the regular old thing, then they'll probably just speak stuff. But the legend that I'm going to be posting, or the myth rather, the reason it's taking so long is that I have to record the entire thing in the appropriate register, which is the whistled performative register. I bought a slide whistle and everything, and it's taking a long time to record because it's all just whistles and slaps, and
oh god,
I highly regret it, but I'm too deep.
Clown world building,
unfortunately.
Yeah, this really is clown world building right here.
Yeah.
That's a lot deeper than I figured it would be.
My thought process was that if I made a mistake, I could pass it off as, oh, clown's funny.
Pastoralists don't really whistle.
Because you do as well as sentence. Well, the whistling's sort of more associated with the clowns now. So like the pastoralists, the culture has a lot of leveling mechanisms, sort of like, I think it was, or something like that. I don't know, there was some group that had a mechanism. There's one group, I forget which culture, but they had a system where like if you kill a cow and bring home the meat or something, then you'll get roasted by everybody because like you're making yourself like, oh look, I killed this cow, I brought home all this meat, I'm so cool, and they'll just roast you to put you back in your place. And I just kind of took that to the next level. I developed into like a whole cultural system of like roasts. There's honorifics and dishonorifics. So like you'll call a friend, you'll call them, I think it's ngu, but I'm not entirely sure if that's exact. But it means goat. It's the equivalent of like bitch. And so you just it's the equivalent of just going up to someone like, hey bitch. And that's just very much like a lot of it just comes down to a socio-linguistic aspect of, I guess, like insults being compliments or insults depending on the context. It's complicated. I hardly understand that in English, so I'm kind of just winging it. But
yeah, kind of like English. Yeah. There's a lot of ways in English where you get
or really any language, honestly.
I refer to my friends as children.
Verbs. You can actually, it's sort of like that for noun incorporation. There's a highly productive form of noun incorporation where you can incorporate a noun that's an object and then promote an oblique to that object position and then incorporate that again. You can incorporate up to 3 nouns into the verb at once.
God. Okay.
It got a little bit of scrutiny in my defense, but I like it because I feel like it's awfully clowny. I don't know if it's attested if there are any languages that incorporate like a lot of nouns at once.
I'm not sure.
But they also live in caves, which is why they're pale and can fit in small spaces.
they're used to cramming themselves into tight corners of caves.
Yes, they're also partially colorblind because they don't need as much colors, and that's why they dress so horribly, because it looks fine to them.
Yeah. They basically just see black and white, maybe a little bit of red, just like
yeah. I think they have tritanopia, which is they don't distinguish between yellows and blues, and it's mostly grayscale with hints of like reds and magentas, as well as like some cyans, but only like in really intense instances. I swear, if my girlfriend hears me talking about clowns for 5 more minutes, she's gonna cry. It's hyperbolic, of course, but
Oh God.
I'm about ready to move to my next project anyway. So,
Well, you got to do the showcase.
I do have to do the
You have to do a
showcase.
nice showcase of
Yeah.
the clown language on your channel.
I need to finish. The
What are the
first.
clowns? Are they hominids? Is what
They
Just
are.
asked.
They're Homo sapiens corydon. So they're descendants of Homo sapiens. They're technically Homo sapiens. There's a lot of prejudice. They're similar to Homo floresiensis, I think it was, in that they're a species of human with some notable anatomical differences that make people think they're more distantly related than they are. But then when you look at it, it's like, okay, this can be expressed by like a couple genes. So
You just got a new subscriber.
yay! So but I decided that there would be a distinction between Homo sapiens corydon and Homo sapiens arrogans for us, because there's no reason we should be Homo sapiens sapiens and they shouldn't be.
Yeah.
Like that's just
So just a reclassification of
a
the
little bit of a
taxonomies,
reclassification. There's no reason we should be more human than they are. To us, they are to them. We are the clowns. In fact, I think the term that I had for like humans was baby faces or something, because our nose, the children's noses turn flushed with red pigmentation and red like blood vessels and such, because they spend part of the year outside of caves. So their noses flush as they mature.
Of course,
and ours never do. So we look like children.
That's true. that's their only like puberty based dimorphism that they got there.
There's more, but they
Hey, you got another subscriber.
Yeah.
There you go.
Common pirate hominid. I could see that. I think you need to be need to have some different mouth anatomy to speak hyper pirate.
Honestly, you just need to have like a uvula of steel. Like
You have a second Tom word.
Yeah.
Uvula is. How the hell did you pronounce that?
we're not the clowns, we're the entire species. God. Yeah, hyper pirate hurt. It hurts a lot. Like after I did the nuzzles you woo copy pasta in hyper pirate, I literally had a sore throat for like 2.5 days after that. I couldn't speak for the rest of that day. Like that's why at the very end I included the bit where I took the cough drop and I was like, that hurt a lot. And after that I just like sat down and just I just ate cough drops for like days because I couldn't do anything.
Oh God.
The hyper pirate dub from One Piece.
The entirety of One Piece.
Oh no. That would be my life's work, and also I would die like 2 days in because I would choke on my own blood.
Develop throat cancer from speaking hyper pirate.
God. And then of course there's Gum Smack. Gum Smack was legendary. Oh God, a hyper pirate clown pigeon.
I don't actually think I've seen the Gumsmack video yet.
Really?
Yeah.
It's bad. It's uvular cancer, yeah. That's hyper pirate. Gum Smack is just like your tongue is just gonna fall off. Like
I assume it's gum smack.
yeah, like basically I chew gum the whole time.
I can't tell you.
And there's no vocalizations or anything. The distinction is between squelched and non-squelched sounds. So it's
hate
whether
that
you
so
slip saliva through and make a squelchy sound or not. Vibe check.
I assume
for
it's a
your gums.
naturalistic language, of course.
Oh yeah, 100%.
You have a whole
100%.
con culture and everything.
You could, there's a whole culinary culture around it, you know.
God.
It's the writing system is a logography based on emojis. So, like I took all like 107 of the food emojis. I watched the Gum Smack video up until the first word ended. Yeah, that's fair.
I really hate that.
That's fair. It's really bad. I had Connor voice an intro at the beginning that says, "Warning, if you have misophonia, this video will be the worst thing that's ever happened to you." The uvular boral fricative is just rubbing your uvula against a tree. Yep, there's some Gum Smack right there.
I was actually thinking of making a tree language next.
Oh God,
It's
the
too
Lorax's
The
language.
Lorax.
I'm the Lorax and I speak for the trees. Turns around and starts literally speaking to the trees. in the Lorax language. Oh my god.
Mustache required. It's like a phony where you just stick your tongue in your mustache.
Phonemic mustache licking. Just what a nightmare. Like I don't know if you ever like how what is this? I have a conlang based on anthro cats that have tree pullkit powers. Oh god, world building moment. Phonemic facial hair, got him. But we were very into the Lorax when like it was a meme, you know, whenever like how bad can it be was a meme and all that. We made a Minecraft server called Sneedcraft where each of my friends like played a character from the Lorax and I was the Onceler and we had to kind of play as the characters, but we formed a government, so we took over a village and we had a constitutional convention where we put together like a constitutional system where we'd have elections and taxation and an elected monarch who would rule for 2 weeks at a time before the next election and could make executive orders. And so I was the Onceler, so I chopped down literally every tree in the world. And when you get started, you get a certain amount of money, and I upped the tax rate. And whenever a new person would join the server, you know, it would cost them like all of their starter money just to get like 4 blocks of wood to start out because I had a monopoly on wood.
You can't really do anything with that one.
Exactly.
That's all Onceler-esque.
Yeah, exactly. And then I made it illegal to plant trees and illegal to own saplings. And I gave people a monetary benefit. They could sell their saplings to me and I would destroy them.
Did anyone like go around and just plant saplings?
People started underground tree markets, like literally underground, to start making wood. And there were several wars and stuff. I was the monarch like 4 times, but non-consecutive terms because I'd always get voted out. And and eventually, I was the lucky one to be the monarch when it was time to execute Executive Order number 66. Literally, and capitalism, most definitely, yeah. And so I finally got, and I made it a big one too. I made order number 66, the rule that government officials can break into people's property to confiscate saplings. So it was like this big moment when I was like, execute order number 66, and then we all went out and burst into people's houses that I knew had the underground tree markets.
I feel like you can't do it number 66 any other way.
Exactly. It had to be big. There's no way. Do you remember the ketamine language? Yes, of course I remember the ketamine language. Yeah, ketamine language is one that he made a while back. We looked over it during a live stream. It was pretty good. The tree crackdown. The tree crackdown was brutal. Eventually I lost the war. I kind of had to like fit the plot of the Lorax, you know. And then I ended up going off to one of my former like logging cabins out in like the corner of the world, and I started planting grass on the ground and planting new trees and all that. So there was a happy end. But that was pretty much the end.
Was this this was a separate Discord? I mean, a separate Minecraft server.
Yeah, this is like 2016 to 2018 before I started the channel. Yeah. Lorax ERP. Yeah, that's exactly what it was. We long to do something like that again. We should do that on the ŋimp Minecraft server.
I only play creative mode.
I see. Well, you should. It's not creative mode, but you should get on the Agma Schwa Minecraft server. We haven't done too much organized stuff recently, but we did a whole organized plot line back a few months ago.
That sounds fun.
Yeah, it was good. All your base are belong to Sakia. Yes, Lorax Langwen. That's the tree lang. That's his job. Keep clay. No.
I was thinking of doing the tree laying as like I bought a book on the biocommunication of fungi. I was thinking of doing it with mycorrhizal networks. It's like maybe the Lorax's mustache is just a symbiotic fungus and he sticks his face in the ground to talk to trees.
Oh god. Like kind of like the Navi, like in Avatar.
Yeah.
Like connecting their ponytails to the world tree or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh god. The spirit tree. Legendary. Lorax lore. The Lorax.
Gotta have a Schwa in there. Not a real conlanger if you don't have Schwa.
Yeah.
I mispronounced that.
That was one of my main things whenever I first made AutoJune. Like, it changed significantly from its original version. But like when I first learned about the IPA, I was like, wow, Schwa is like the coolest sound ever. I have to include it. It's a requirement.
It is a cool sound.
It is. I approve of it. It's very nice. I love the way like Nahuatl does it with the like ending nouns with it.
Also, like I think Tlingit has a lot of like lateral sounds, but it doesn't have like an L. I'm not entirely sure.
Yeah.
That language is cool as hell, anyways. But
Yeah, and Tlingit's related to Navajo.
yeah,
Yep, it's all
yeah,
part
I
of the
think they're-
Athabascan family.
Yeah. I know Upper Tonana is as well.
Yeah. And then Ket, as I revealed in a video, how about a clapping language? Oh no. Oh no. That would be how would you do that? It'd have to be snaps and claps in order to have enough distinguishes, unless it's like literally slapping different parts of your own body, like a ham boning language.
Sort of.
Yeah.
I guess it would be. Maybe it would be almost more visual.
Yeah.
Like it's more of the positioning. But then I feel like that would quickly evolve into more of a signed language than a slapped language.
Exactly. But you'd have to. What if it was like a species that didn't have fingers? like they just have like paddles or fins.
So they can't.
Yeah, it's just a
land
language.
dolphins.
Have a land
slapped
dolphins. I think just slapping. The bimanual fricative. Just rubbing your hands together maniacally. I'm interested to see if Jesus is gonna show up. I don't know if did you ever watch the video I did with Jesus? He did a video.
I don't think so.
It was like a year and a half ago. We did a video on the history of ecclesiastical Latin and like how it differentiates from like the actual Latin that was actually spoken in
Oh, that
real
sounds
life.
really interesting.
Yeah, that was my Christmas video for 2020, I think.
I'll definitely have to check that out.
It was good, but
I haven't watched all your videos yet. I'm a traitor.
How dare you?
I've watched all the ones since I've subscribed and watched a few back that came up in my feed.
Curious about the phalangeal trill. Oh no, we're not gonna try a phalangeal trill. What would that be? Just flailing your arms rapidly, just like help us all. I thought Agma was waiting for the actual Jesus.
It descends from the heavens.
I really
I've
hope
got Jesus
arrives.
lying for you.
Jesus, where are you? God damn it. Santa on Duolingo. That one hurt too. Like doing the breathing in, like, because like,
Santa?
yeah, in the Santa language
Yeah,
that I did
there
for
was
Christmas, it's like every word, like the first word is outwards and then the
Yeah.
second word is ingressive. So it's like, oh, ooh.
It stopped sounding like ho very quickly.
Yeah.
But
technically it is all ho ho. Technically.
that thumbnail though.
Yeah, that's an emoji on the Discord
Yeah, I
server
saw
now.
that.
Oh my
Merch
God.
too.
Yeah, it is merch from that live.
Was it like a mini skirt or something?
Yeah, the Santa mini skirt.
It's so good.
Agma Conlang checklist 1 is painful. I just found this channel. I'm hearing about new cursed languages every other second. Oh, it gets worse. It gets worse.
Alternates between extremely in-depth world building, detailed language, and then some cursed throat murdering language.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, usually the most painful parts were kind of Eternal's idea because he likes watching me suffer. We'll be making it together, and then he'll be like, what if every other word had to be ingressive? And I'm like, oh no. We have to do it, but oh no.
The pain's almost too good to pass up.
Yeah, honestly. Instead of hyperlang, what about a hypolang? Like hypo English is just like, I don't know, like the phonology of Tokipona, and that's it. Just
Hypoallergenic lang.
hypoallergenic. God. Like, what would hypo English be? It would.
I guess only the bare essentials. Interdental fricatives, but no labial sounds, maybe.
Yeah. like just
Yeah.
la, wa.
Only diphthongs.
Oh yeah, only diphthongs, only diphthongs, syllabic syllabic nasals. Apiku elisu. I speak English.
Is
And
that
I think that's Tokipona right there. And then Quebec is hyper French.
I feel like Quebec is Anglo-French, I guess.
Yeah, kinda.
It's like a middle schooler speaking French, except that's
Phonemic toe breaking.
species that has like 1 billion toes.
They just regenerate toes, like a shark language, where you have to tear out your teeth and they just grow back.
I don't think that would be the most efficient way for sharks to communicate.
Louisiana French is Chad French.
Yes.
I was in Louisiana for a little bit back in the summer, and it was rather epic. I mean, I couldn't understand them, but there were some real Cajun moments happening. It was pretty cool. Canadian French is more French than Metropolitan French. I mean, yeah, I guess they're more like that Chad French. I get it, because Chad was colonialized. But yeah, okay, I get it. True hyper French words look nothing like the sound of it. Everything is nasalized. This is working on a conlang based on Upper Tanana.
It's an awesome language. I think I put a copy of the Lovik's grammar on my Discord as well. It's like 700 pages.
Oh God. Oh God.
I mean, it's a pedagogical grammar. So like it's long, but you can download it for free there.
Hey. Oh God.
Not piracy. At least I don't think it is.
When I was in Ellie's office, there was a whole book on the Navajo verb. And it was a 400-page book on the Navajo verb.
I love the Navajo verb.
It was beautiful. It was beautiful.
My first version of Clown, I was reading a grammar of Upper Tanana at the time, and it looked far too Diné for me to justify it not being a Diné language. So I had to completely start from scratch. But I tend to like very head marking languages, and oh boy, is Navajo head marking.
Oh yeah. It marks just about everything, not just the head.
Oh yeah,
it's like...
yeah. And I love the animacy stuff as well with the word order.
Yeah, it's wild.
Yeah.
I was looking at just like the first 20 pages while I was in there, and I was like, wow, this is something that Navajo Duolingo does not tell you.
I tried Navajo Duolingo. I just gave up because the Duolingo doesn't help with agglutinating languages.
Not at all, no. I was like starting to kind of put the pieces together, but it wasn't actually helpful at all.
I can say, like, I go to Shiprock, you know?
Yeah.
I don't remember how to say that, actually. This was a while ago.
Yeah, I remember learning how to say that too, but not anymore.
Yeah. It's nice for practice, for the early stages of practice when you're like picking up a language, but I don't think it's useful for learning it. I want to try to learn a Salish language. I'm going to be moving to Vancouver in the summer. So,
oh yeah, I heard about that.
So,
that'll be interesting.
Yeah. I wrote my writing sample on Salish syntax. A lot of people have said that there's no noun-verb distinction, and I basically said, no, you're wrong.
Yeah, a lot of people try and say that about a lot of different languages, but it's just really not true. It can't be.
I don't think there's really any language that doesn't have a noun-verb distinction, and any that doesn't actually does. It just has a funny hat.
Yeah. Do they ever fix the voice quality on Navajo?
No.
Nope, they did not.
No.
I dislike French, but French apparently is the easiest jumping point from English. Maybe. I think Spanish might be easier if you're looking for Romance languages. Indonesian is probably the easiest language in general to learn. It really depends what branch of languages you're looking for.
And I feel like if you're trying to learn a language that's close to English, something like a Germanic language, like German, for instance, Scots Gaelic's probably pretty easy to learn as well.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, it's still a different language, but Navajo certainly isn't.
Yeah, not Navajo. Navajo is very, very cursed to try and learn.
I also recommend at least trying a little bit of sign language. It's very different in many ways.
Yeah, I could imagine. I mean, like, obviously every sign language is based on it was inspired by people who originally spoke a spoken language. So like there's American Sign Language, etc. But it still is helpful.
I'm taking ASL right now. I'm not very good at it, but it's just you can see some of the parallels with like English and French. But it's also just very hard and different. And it kind of changes how you think about like languages.
Yeah, that makes sense. You see, like For my last semester of ASU, I did Mandarin for my last semester because I had some extra space.
Yeah.
And it's actually the language itself is actually pretty easy.
I think it gets a lot of bad rep because of the tones.
Yeah, the people run away from the tones and people run away from the logography. The logography is pretty brutal. You get pretty good at reading it pretty quickly though. Writing it is still pretty cursed. But reading it, you can kind of memorize the symbols pretty quick if you know what you're doing. And the tones, like, most of the time when Mandarin speakers are speaking, the tones just kind of all get elided. You know, it's all based on the context of what words go where and stuff, you know, unless you're doing one of those troll sentences like the ma kind of thing. Yeah. Do you think sign languages will decline because of technology and stuff? I don't know.
I'm not qualified to speak on that, obviously.
Yeah.
I'm not deaf, but I know my professor at least said that like it is a different role to speak in native language.
Yeah.
Type stuff out, but I can't speak to around that.
Yeah, exactly.
The language is alive and well right now.
Yeah, it's they're doing fine. Like the sign language speakers, they're going for it.
Yeah.
Like sure, I mean, like most of them can still read, obviously. Like unless they're both deaf and blind, right? Like I don't know.
Well, then you can't use sign language.
Yeah, that's true. yeah. There you go. But yes, sign language is doing fine. We have no official input on that.
I think the bigger threat for languages is not having a community in which it's regularly spoken. Like, there's certainly big cultural communities where sign language are spoken a lot.
Yeah.
Like, there's a big active ASL culture, whereas like a lot of indigenous languages in the Americas have been so like subjugated over a long period of time that they are the ones that need the help.
Wow, there's only one video in Paraguayan sign language. Dang, that's crazy. Go to Paraguay and save the world.
Yes. Start making videos on Paraguayan sign language.
Yeah. You see, on the other hand, like with languages in general, like if a universal translator came out, that might actually speed up the rate of linguistic diversity in a way. Because if nobody has to learn other languages, then they can, you know, whenever they take off their universal translator or stop using their phone, then they're speaking however they want to speak, you know? So hypothetically, if people like don't have issue communicating with each other in different regions because they can just use a device to communicate, then hypothetically the actual spoken languages would be free to evolve at their own pace. At least that's my theory.
That's an interesting take.
Yeah.
I guess it would depend on how the universal translator works. Would it be like Google Translate, where you input one thing and it pops out another?
Yeah, like I'm thinking of one where you talk in your native language and then oh shit, you can give me money on here? I didn't even know that was a thing.
Oh shit.
Thanks, Benny.
Start chilling.
I did not know that was even possible. I thought I had to activate that manually. Thanks, Benny. Wow.
$5, I'll add another phoneme to this conlang.
Oh god, yeah.
That would be painful.
Oh no.
The biggest consonant inventory.
People start trolling me. Like, wow, what a shame. I've got to add another phoneme to this language. Oh no, another $2, oh wow. Got him.
EA conlang.
The most expensive conlang in human history.
You have to pay for each morpheme.
Yeah. It's a microtransaction. Every time you want to start an interaction with somebody. You like shake hands with someone and then it's just like pay up. Welcome to the EA language.
That's a language that would die real quick. Except it wouldn't.
Before the $1,000 donation. I think you're the only one who knows how to do that. Oh god. Oh my god. That'll be $5. EA English. Pay for microtransactions to access verbs. You're stuck using a pigeon until you pay for the premium package. The pan plate donated $5. Wow, very convincing, Kate. Thanks. Oh my god.
Okay, I should probably get wrapping up. I have to go to class.
All right, very epic.
Anyway,
All right.
bye.
Yes, indeed. All right, it was good seeing you.
Good seeing you,
I'm still
too.
going to be on campus for a while, so
Sounds
if you
good.
get out of your next class and you want to chill
Yeah,
a little
sure
more, we
thing.
totally could. Because I'm going to be around here. Jesus is probably going to show up.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'll probably end this live stream real quick too,
Sounds
since
cool. Sign off
Babelingua was
then.
gonna go. All right, Ngan Babelingua signing off. Go subscribe to his channel. Thanks Benny for the the $2 donation, because I guess that's the thing. All right, cool. 45 minutes, nice.
Awesome.
All right, see y'all next time. Bye bye. Correct.